So a couple of potential issues that may arise, and let's see the first one here. So the first one, sometimes when the data is being transmitted from the microbit, you might run your Python program. It might come or start in the middle of a transmission of data, and therefore you might not pick up any data. So to correct that, a nice simple way is just to say, okay, well, if we're not getting any data, skip it. If we're not getting any data, skip it. But if we are getting data, and I'm using this little length function here that says, okay, when you count the data that comes through after being cleaned, if it's greater than 0, which means you must have something, we're going to print that, and let's see what happens here. So we run that, and as it stands here now, we're getting 2 offs there. I'm just going to clear this data one here, because it might look like it's going through. So run it now again. So we're getting our off and our off and off, and that's all fine. So that's kind of making sure that you're definitely getting data. Now another issue that you could get is, and I had it in an example up higher when I went up here. Now let's see if we can find it again. Just one moment here. Michelle. Apologies for this now. Yes, this fella here. So if you notice down here, we're only getting an O and an F. So in some cases, you have the potential to not get the full on or full off, and that is data that has been sent by the microbit. So to allow for that, what I'm going to do here is make sure the data the status you get is on, off, like it's the full thing. So I'm just going to go nested inside this. If the data is greater than 0, let's have a little check then, and we'll just go, let's see here, if, and I'm going to have 2 conditions here, because it can be one or the other. So condition 1 is going to be as condition 1 or condition 2, and condition 1 is going to be to do, well, if the data is equal to on, right? And the other one, so if it's either on or it's off that you're receiving as the data, it should pick this up. And again, we will, I forgot to finish that string off there, and we'll bring this back now. Okay, and we'll just indent this back in here. All right, you can see you've got that. Okay, so now let's save this and run it. Okay, good stuff. And we are getting no data. Okay, so this is very useful here. Now, let's say something like this did happen to you, and you're wondering, all right, what's going on? So let's carry out a bit of testing here, I suppose, system testing maybe. We can go print data and see, are we getting data before it checks for the length. So let's try that first. Right, we're definitely getting data before it comes in here. Let's check if the data is greater than 0, and I think it is, because we tried that already, but I'm just going to say, oh, hello. So we should be getting off and then hello. Press the button here to make sure we get on and then hello. We go back to off. So that seems to be working. And one last one here. I'm just going to nest inside here again and go print. At the moment, it's Man City 1, Man United 1. That's how dedicated I am carrying out these videos during this United match. I'm a big United fan. And now, at this stage, we're getting our off, which is the data up here. We're getting our hello, which is the data here. But we're not getting in here. Now, the reason we're not getting anything in here is that if I click at the end of off there, there's actually some extra spaces that came through in the bytes data, and I never accounted for clearing them. So if we go back up here to our replace, and we go and we replace that with, so get rid of a blank space and replace it with nothing. Now let's see if it's going to work. And there we go, Man City 1, Man United 1. Great stuff. So hopefully United will get through already. So to make sure here now again, that was only for testing purposes. Bye. And we'll get rid of this fella here as well. Print hello, and it's good to include things like that in your report. And I get rid of Man United on and off there, and hopefully we should get on or off as our data now. So on or off. A thing you could actually do back in your microbit for a bit of testing here is you could go in and maybe change this to something like blue, and let's see if no, well, I'll have to download it in another video, but you can try it and just see if it breaks your code or whatever. But that's the data cleaned and ready to go.